Alright, in this video we are going to learn about the several different library functions that are available with the character class. Now, before starting on with the functions, let me discuss 3 points regarding the functions that are present in the character class. Now, firstly, all the functions are written using the camel case notation. Now, camel case signifies that every word in the function or the first word in the function would begin with a small letter. Then the words that follow the first word would begin with an uppercase letter, right? In fact, this is significant. This is shown here as well. For example, the function is letter will be written as follows. The first word is would start off with the small letter, and the words that follow it would begin with an uppercase letter. So if you uh, understand this notation, then you will never have a problem writing the names of the functions. Moreover, the functions in the character class are of two categories. Well, there are methods that begin with is, and there are methods that begin with to. All right. Now, the methods that begin with is are used for checking. For example, to check if a character is a letter, is a digit, is an uppercase, is a lowercase, etc. And these methods, which begin with is, return a Boolean type. Now, true or false. Then the next category of methods that we have begin with to, T-O, to. And these are used for conversions. For example, to convert from uppercase to lowercase and to convert from lowercase to uppercase. And all of the functions in the character class take in a character as the argument, and it takes in no other value of any other data type. It just takes in a character as an argument. All right. Now that we have these things out of the way, let's begin with the first function, library function of the character class. So the first library function is letter, and as from the name, it implies that it is used to check whether the argument is a letter or not. Now, so let us try to fill up solve these examples. Now, character.isLetterP will return true because the argument is a letter. Now, character.isLetterB, capital B, would also return true as this is a letter as well. But these two, character.isLetter1 and character.isLetter@, will both return false as they are not letters. All right. Now, for each of the library function, I'm going to write an alternative way to check whether a character is a letter or not. All right. So, for example, uh, a character is a letter if it lies between capital A to capital Z, capital A, sorry, capital A to capital Z, or if the character lies between small a to small z, right? So if our character lies between any of these two ranges, then it would mean that our character is a letter. So we need not remember the function name to check whether character is a letter or not. So the condition would be as follows. So it's kind of like the range checking condition that you're used to doing when, for example, I'll check if the marks of a student lies between 80 to 100. So here we need to check whether a character lies between capital A to capital Z. That's the difference, but it's the range checking function after all. So if our character, I'm only writing the condition, I'm not writing if, else if, etc. I'm only writing the condition that you will write inside of the if or the else if statement. So if our character lies between A and if a character lies between A and Z, or if the character lies between small a and small z. All right. Now, there is also a second way through which you can write the same condition, and that is through using of the Ascii codes. So using Ascii codes, the condition would look somewhat like this. So capital A has an Ascii code of 65, so we replace the character literal A with 65, and ch less than equals 90, or ch greater than equals 97 and ch less than equals 122. Now you can use either of them. I've seen plenty of teachers using the second format much often, but I think that the second approach is a little cumbersome because we need to remember the ASCII codes as well. But we should make our code as humanly readable as possible. Therefore, I would always prefer to write this in my code. Now, you do need to remember the ASCII codes as it would be helpful for you in cases where you need to predict the output of a code snippet. But still, I would prefer writing the first way to check if a character is a letter or not. All right. Moving on to the next function. So our next function is used to check whether a character is a digit or not. And similarly, as I've mentioned earlier, that all of these functions will take in a character as input or as an argument, and this will return a boolean, a true and a false. All right, so character.isDigit p, well, p is not a digit, therefore it's going to return false. Capital B is not a digit, therefore this method is also going to return false, but 1 is a digit, therefore it's going to return true. And at the rate is not a digit, it's a special character, therefore it's going to return false in this case as well. Now let's see how should we write the condition to test whether a character is a digit or not. Now the character range that we need to check for to determine if a character is a digit or not is 0 to 9. Therefore, if we need to check if ch is a digit or not, we can write the following range checking condition. Ch greater than or equal to 0. Now remember one thing. 0 here is a character. Therefore, it has been enclosed within single quotes. It is not a number, it is a character. Because you see, this and this are both different. Why? Because this is a character, whereas this is an integer. That's the first point of difference. Moreover, if you convert this particular character to an int, you wouldn't get 0. What you would get is 48, which is the ASCII code of the character 0. Therefore, these two are never equal. They are not equal. So please don't get confused. 0 here is a character literal, therefore it has been enclosed within single quotes. All right. Now, continuing on with the condition. So if a character lies between 0 and 9, then we can say that it's a digit. Now, you can write the same thing using the ASCII code as well. CH greater than or equal to 48 and CH less than or equal to 57. But I would prefer the first approach. Moving on to the next function. So our next function is character.isLetter or digit. Now, as the name implies, it is used to check whether a character passed as an argument to the function is a letter or a digit. Now, P is a letter, right? Therefore, the function would return true in this case. Now, B is also a letter, capital B, therefore the function would return true. Moreover, 1 is a digit, right? So this function would return true if the character passed is a letter or a digit. Therefore, as 1 is a digit, the function would return true. But at the rate is not a digit. It's a special character. Therefore, the function in this case is going to return false. Now that we have seen how the function works, let's see how we can write or come up with our own condition to check whether a character is a letter or a digit. Now, for a character to be a letter or a digit, the character can lie in the following character ranges. So a character can be a capital letter, the character can be a lowercase letter, or the character can be a digit. So if our character lies as any one of these ranges, then we can say that our character is a letter or a digit. So let's write our condition. So it's going to be a little big. So ch greater than equals a capital A and ch less than or equals capital Z, or ch greater than equals small a and ch less than or equals small z, or ch greater than equals 0 and ch less than or equals 9. All right. Now we can write the same condition with ASCII code as well. So let's write that down. Ch greater than equals 65. I'm substituting the ASCII of A here, and the ASCII of Z is 90, or ch greater than equals 97, and ch less than or equals 122, or ch greater than or equals 48, which they ASCII for 0, and ch less than or equals 47. But I would prefer this, as this is much more readable compared to the second option. All right, moving on to the next function. Now, our next function is to check whether our character is a white space. Now, there are several characters that are grouped under the white space category. So, a blank space, a new line, a tab are all examples of a white space character. Therefore, character.isWhitespace \n, which is a new line character, would yield true. Dollar is a special character, it is not a white space character, therefore it would yield false. And this is a single blank space, and this would yield true as well. Now, in our programs, many of the times we would be required to check whether a character is a space or not. Now, before we only need to check whether the character is a space, there's no need to write character.isWhitespace and then pass in our character. What we can simply do is write the following condition, which would determine whether the character is a space or not. So ch is equals space, right? I'm writing this in between, but in your computer, what you would write would be ch equals and this, all right? Because there's a single blank space, I'm writing this. But while writing on your computer, you wouldn't find this character and you wouldn't give this character as well. There would just be a blank space in between these two double quotes, all right? Now, you may even want to write it using the ASCII code as well. So if you do that, in that case, you would be comparing ch with the ASCII 32. But in any case, number 1 is the preferred choice because it's much more readable, all right? Now, moving on to the next function. Now, in this function, we will check whether a character is an uppercase or not. So let's see what the let's solve these examples first. So is uppercase small a? Well, no, it's not. Therefore, the result would be false. Now, is uppercase capital B? Well, this is in uppercase. Therefore, this function would return true. And for everything else which is not a letter, for them the function would return false. All right. Now let's see how we can come up with our own condition to check whether a letter is in uppercase or not. Now, for the letter to be in uppercase, we need to check whether our letter lies between capital A to capital Z. Right. Now let's write our condition now then. So ch greater than or equals A and ch less than or equals capital Z. Well, you may be fond of writing with ASCII codes. So if you do that, you're going to get ch greater than or equals 65 and ch less than or equals 90. In any case, I'm going to go with the first condition as it's more readable. I know I sound like a broken record now, but that is something that you must follow. You must write code which is readable as possible. Because more than a code is run, a code is read by other humans, right? So please make sure that your code is as readable as possible. Now, in this function we check, or is lowercase, as the name implies, checks whether a character is in lowercase or not. So let's solve these examples now. Now, p, this is small p, and this is in lowercase, therefore the function will return true. Now, capital B is in uppercase, therefore the function would return false. And for every other character which is not a letter, the function would return false as well. All right. So let's see if we can come up with our own condition to test whether a character is a lowercase letter or not. Now, for a character to be a lowercase letter, the character range for the lowercase letter is from small a to small z. let's write our condition for that. Let's test whether ch would be is a lowercase letter or not. So we'll write ch greater than or equals a and ch less than or equals z. Now you can write the same thing using ASCII code as well. So you're going to write ch greater than or equals 97 and ch less than or equals 122. I'm going to go with this. Now, starting from this function, we would be observing functions which begin with the word to. Now, as I have discussed in the very beginning, that methods that begin with to are used for converting. So the method character.to lowercase will be used to convert a letter from uppercase to lowercase letter. And moreover, the functions that begin with the word to always take in a character and always output a character as well, the converted character that is. Now, character.to lowercase a. Now, a as this character is already in lowercase, as the argument is already in lowercase, is going to return the same character once again. Now, capital B, now this is capital B, therefore this needs to be, let's say, converted to small b. Therefore, this is what the function would return. And for everything else which is not a letter, the function would return the character itself. All right. Now, let's see how we can write our own code snippet to test to convert from an uppercase letter to a lowercase letter. Now, there's a problem with this approach. Now, the problem with this approach is that you need to take care of the fact that the user may pass in a character which may not be a letter, right? Now, you should only convert to lowercase if your current character is in uppercase, right? Else you should not do anything with the character. Therefore, for converting to a lowercase letter, the code snippet in this is a little bit, let's say, a little bit cumbersome to write. Therefore, I would suggest that the functions that begin with to, you use these functions in your code, because these functions take care of the fact that the user may pass in any other character as well, right? So if our character is a uppercase letter, then only should we convert that letter to a lowercase letter, because otherwise if we go on to add 32 to it, then it would give you some other character, because you see only letters have a lowercase form. Special digits or numbers do not have a lowercase form, right? So we need to check if our current character, the past argument, is an uppercase letter or not. If it is, then only we are going to convert it to a lowercase form. So if ch is an uppercase letter, then only will we convert ch to a lowercase form. So here we need to typecast it to char, and then we need to add 32 to it, because we know from the ASCII conversion table that to get a lowercase letter from an uppercase letter, we add 32 to the ASCII code of the uppercase letter. All right. Moving on to the next function. So our next function is to uppercase, and this is used to convert, as the name implies, from lowercase letter to an uppercase letter. So let's see what the output of this function would be for them, for these examples. Now a is in lowercase, therefore this function would return a character which is in uppercase, therefore it's going to return capital A. Now b is already in uppercase, therefore it's going to return the same character again. Now, for all other characters which is not a letter, the function is going to return that same character again. All right. Now let's see the code that we can write to convert from a lowercase letter to an uppercase letter. Now, we should only perform the conversion if our character is a lowercase letter. So, if our character lies between A to Z, then only should we go on to convert that character to an uppercase letter. And to convert a lowercase letter to an uppercase letter, we subtract 32 from the ASCII of the lowercase letter. So, if our character is a lowercase letter, only then should we go on to convert that character to uppercase letter. That is, to subtract 32 from the ASCII of that character. And for all other cases, we shouldn't do anything because the character remains unchanged, right? So my suggestion to you would be to use conditions as a substitute for all the methods which begin with is, and remember to use the methods that begin with to in your code, right? So that's it for this video. See you in the next one. Bye.